Sherry and I, when we put this this program together, we decided we want it to be called a workshop, not a conference, not anything else. And by workshop, we had the idea that we're all here to learn from each other. And so, as a part of that process, panelists will have about an hour and a half, but individually we're asking them to take only about 20 minutes to make their presentations, at the most 15 to 20 minutes, so that there'll be an opportunity for interaction from the audience, because there's a lot of knowledge here in the audience, not only among the other speakers, but also among the attendees. And so part of the plan here is for all of us to learn from each other, and in terms of the kinds of ideas, the kinds of methodologies that are out there for us to mine in the data that we face and have the opportunity to explore. My job here is, my name's Joe Capello, by the way, for those of you who don't know. My job here is basically Master of Ceremonies. And so as Master of Ceremonies, I have a couple of announcements I want to make, and then I want to introduce a couple of people who will have some words of welcome for each of you. First of all, we are going to do a little dinner tonight after the session. We're going to meet at 6:15 at Sun Key, which is a restaurant in the Sheraton Hotel. If you want to participate in that dinner, we need to tell Sun Key how many people are going to be there. So we're going to have a sign-up list, and Iman will have a sign-up list. Just put your name on that list, and we'll meet there at 6:15. And dinner is on your own nickel, but it's an opportunity to continue the conversations that will start over the course of the day today. The other a couple of other quick announcements are, if you want access to Wi-Fi, here's how you do it, and that's up to you to take advantage of that. One more extremely important announcement, and that is, where are the bathrooms? I know this is kind of an odd thing to be talking about, but it usually is a core issue. We have one bathroom on this floor. There's one bathroom on the floor below, and 2 floors below on the 3rd floor there are full bathrooms for men and women. So plenty of opportunity to take care of other needs. Now, back to the business at hand. 3 people to give words of welcome, and each of those folks has been instrumental in making this happen in lots of ways, but importantly through their financial assistance. And first of all, I'd like to introduce the Dean of the Annenberg School, Michael Delli Carpini. Michael, a couple of words of welcome to you, please. And then I'm just going to let Bob Hornik come up. Bob, who's the head of the Center for Excellence in Cancer Communication, now in his 10th year here at the Annenberg School. Bob's the PI for that center, and the center has been financially supportive of this conference and very, very welcoming, as has the Dean. And then finally, Sherry Emery, the Health Media Co-Laboratory at the University of Illinois, Chicago, and then Sherry will chair the first panel and invite the panelists up for making their presentations there. Michael.
Okay. Thanks, Joe. My job is a simple one here. In addition to learning from you all during the course of the day, for the parts that I can stay for, it's really to welcome you to the Annenberg School for Communication here at the University of Pennsylvania. We're really excited about this conference. I thank Joe, our co-sponsors at the University of Illinois in Chicago, the work that Bob has added to this through Seekers. So we're really hoping that this will be a real interactive learning experience. I was thinking a little bit about the title of the conference as I was preparing for this, and even the way the words are put up there, I think it's really evocative and provocative. This is obviously a conference, or a workshop rather, about big data, and the various sessions are organized around that, from acquisition to measurement, analysis, applications, and that's appropriately so. This is an area of research that you are all leaders in, but for many of us is a growth area. We hope to really learn about it, and so that is appropriately the centerpiece of this workshop. It also focuses in slightly smaller words, like a cloud map, on public health. And as someone, I know many of you, maybe most of you, do work in public health as it's traditionally defined. As someone whose work is in the area of civic and political engagement and community, I like to think of public health as having a very broad meaning. And the work that we're doing in this area, I think, has implications not only for public health as traditionally thought about, but public health in a much broader sense that includes community, civic engagement, political engagement. And I think this work opens up many opportunities to think about that and study that. But the last point I wanted to make is that there is in tiny letters, you might not even be able to see it, the new information environment. And I think in some ways that's what's most exciting about this, because at the same time that this new ability to collect large amounts of data and analyze it in new ways challenges, helps us think about, helps us test in new ways theories that we already have. In that same moment, the behaviors of people are changing because of this new information environment. And so it's both a way of assessing what we already know and collecting new information about it, but also rethinking the very theories that we have about what it means for people to interact, what it means for social engagement, what it means for political engagement, for public health information seeking in this new environment. So the title, intentionally or not, I think really captures what I personally find to be most exciting about this area of research. And I look forward to learning from you all in the portions of this that I'm able to stay for. So welcome to the Annenberg School.
Joe said, I'm Bob Hornik. I direct the Center of Excellence in Cancer Communication Research. And like Michael, I am very pleased to welcome you all here. This is the 10th year of the Seeker, which was funded by the National Cancer Institute. Really, we first wrote this proposal 12 years ago, and none of this was relevant 12 years ago. We were interested in the public communication environment, how it affected people's behavior, and we were thinking not in any useful way about any of these ideas. So in many ways, big data is great, public health, new information environment. The most important thing is that date, because it really reflects the extraordinary changes that have gone on. Again, I wanted to thank both Sherry and Joe for holding the conference and for a workshop, for bringing you all here, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. So welcome, everybody.
I'll keep my welcome remarks short. I definitely want to say thank you to the Annenberg School and to Seeker for helping us host this meeting that has been something that I've imagined and my team has imagined for several years. And when I brought it up with Joe about a year ago probably, that's when the sparks really started to fly, and we started to come up with this. So it's just thrilling for me to have everybody come here and realize this vision that we've been developing over time. A lot of work went into this that makes things look easy. So Heather and Ann did so much work behind the scenes to make today go smoothly, and I'd like to recognize and thank them for that. And thank everybody who traveled through sleet and rain and snow to get here. It wasn't easy, but I think that for me personally, and I hope for everybody, that it will have been worth it after we have a really fruitful day of discussion. I think we have a nice mix of industry and academics and different disciplines, which is also very exciting to me because it is such a new area. And when we started working with social media data, it felt like we were making it up as we go along. So we've been pulling from whatever resources and thought processes we can to figure out how to do it well and how to really understand what's going on and not just take a convenient snapshot that tells us what we think we want to know. So I'm looking forward to hearing everybody's discussion and learning more about what everybody's working on right now. And I welcome you here, and let's get started. So the way that we're going to have, like Joe said, we're going to have each session, we'll have the panelists for that session sit up here and the speaker speaking, but we're hoping that we'll foster a discussion among the panelists and with the audience. So I'd like to invite Shirag and Charles and Kinsuck and Tosh up here, and I'll sit here as the... Oh, so Joe brought up a good point, is let's hold the questions until each of the speakers has given their talk, and then we'll have the conversation begin.